Why do I keep making things difficult for me until the end? I wanted to tell the story of how the truth about the identity of the Jin-dan was revealed because of the shocking deaths of two people. Jin-dan felt a deep unease from the moment he found out that he was not Daegil-san. The fear of losing everything in the APP group if this truth were to be revealed weighed heavily on his heart. Jin-dan made a plan to send Jin Sang-gu far away to alleviate this unease. The complexity of wanting to send Jin Sang-gu far away and the difficulty of persuading him were intertwined. But why do I have to leave? Jin-dan bit his lip and made a decision. If the fact that I am your son is revealed, I will lose everything. Your existence itself is a poison to me. Jin-dan took an envelope out of his desk drawer and handed it to Jin Sang-gu. Take this for now. Use it to prepare for your departure. I will arrange the rest as quickly as possible. Jin Sang-gu opened the envelope, checked the money, and smiled with satisfaction. After finishing everything, Jin Sang-gu called Hong Egyo. We're leaving for Jin-dan's sake. Our presence might actually be poison to Jin-dan. I don't want to see Jin-dan fail because of you. Hong Egyo listens to Jin Sang-gu's words and fell into contemplation. The next morning, before Hong Egyo and Jin Sang-gu left the house, they looked at Jin-dan one last time. But Jin-dan, who was peacefully asleep, is unaware of everything. Daesuk suspected Jin-dan's birth. Since Jin-dan was chosen as the successor of the APP group, Daesuk had been continuously doubtful about Jin-dan's background. The sudden disappearance of Hong Egyo and Jin Sang-gu also increased suspicions about Jin-dan. Jin-dan was aware of Daesuk's suspicions. Jin-dan knew that if he lost Daesuk's trust, his position as the successor of the APP group would be shaken. So, Jin-dan decided to emphasize once again that he is Daegil-san in order to dispel Daesuk's doubts. I will find more solid evidence to prove that I am Daegil-san. Daesuk listened to Jin-dan's words and continued to harbor doubts in her hearts. Yes, I'll be waiting, but time is running out. You need to bring the evidence quickly. Jin-dan decided to present the results of the genetic test between him and Daegil to alleviate Daesuk's suspicion. He realized that the only way to do this was through a genetic test using Daegil's remains. However, Jin-taek had the authority to open Daegil's urn. Jin-dan decided to find Jin-taek. Jin-taek narrowed his eyes as he looked at Jin-dan. Alright, I will open the urn, but there's a condition. If you give me your hair, I will personally take out my father's remain and conduct the genetic test. Jin-dan was momentarily surprised. If that's the most trustworthy method for you, I don't mind. I will give you my hair. Jin-taek smiled and nodded. Seeing you like this, I feel confident. If you give me your hair, I will personally conduct the genetic test. Jin-dan handed over the hair he had prepared in advance. Here it is. Please use this for the test. Jin-taek accepted Jin-dan's hair and carefully put it in an envelope. A new phase has begun. Sitting alone in a quiet office, Jin-dan smiled as he was lost in deep thoughts. But this smile was a sinister and unpleasant one. Jin-dan was satisfied that everything had gone according to his plan. He reminisced about his strategy. When Jin-taek proposed the genetic test, Jin-dan secretly smiled to himself. He had already prepared Jin-taek's hair. When Jin-taek suggested opening the Yugo lab for the genetic test, Jin-dan seized the opportunity. He had obtained Jin-taek's hair in advance and presented it to him as if it were his own. Jin-taek accepted Jin-dan's hair without suspicion and proceeded with the genetic test. The result confirmed what Jin-dan had expected, that he was the son of Daegil. They were all deceived. Jin-dan muttered to himself, a displeased smile on his face. Both my aunt and my brother were played in the palm of my hand. Thanks to the genetic test using Jin-taek's hair, Jin-dan was finally able to solidify his position as the successor of the APP group. However, there was an unexpected variable that Jin-dan had not anticipated. The sound of a ringing telephone shattered Jin-dan's peaceful state of mind in the quiet office. Trying to hide his unease, Gong Jin-dan answered the phone. I have news to share. Hong Egyo and Jin Sang-gu have passed away. The news of Jin Sang-gu and Hong Egyo's death was a shock to Gong Jin-dan. His vision blurred as he thought about their final actions. Gong Jin-dan blamed himself for what he had done. The deaths of Hong Egyo and Jin Sang-gu felt like sacrifices in Gong Jin-dan's plan. If they hadn't left, this tragedy wouldn't have happened. Gong Jin-dan was locked in deep sadness and couldn't leave his seat for a while. The victory he had achieved suddenly felt futile. The calm voice of the police officer on the other end of the phone sent a jolt through Gong Jin-taek's heart. Director Gong Jin-taek, I called to inform you about the accident related to Hong Egyo. We conducted a genetic test to confirm their identities. However, due to a mistake, we ended up conducting a genetic test on Jin Sang-gu and Gong Jin-dan. But surprisingly, the test result showed that there is a biological relationship between Gong Jin-dan and Jin Sang-gu. Gong Jin-taek felt like his breath was being taken away for a moment. Gong Jin-taek headed to Gong Jin-dan's office. Gong Jin-dan had been shocked by the news of Hong Egyo and Jin Sang-gu's accident, but he turned his attention to Gong Jin-taek when he appeared. Gong Jin-dan's expression froze for a moment. What are you saying? That can't be true. There must have been a mistake. Gong Jin-taek carefully observed Gong Jin-dan's reaction. Gong Jin-dan seems to be hiding something. Gong Jin-dan's face twisted under Gong Jin-taek's pressure. Gong Jin-taek was convinced that Gong Jin-dan was lying. Gong Jin-dan was engulfed in confusion and fear. Gong Jin-taek, who have learned the whole truth, will make Jin-dan pay for the crimes he has committed. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you all for watching.